Sufia says, in the interview, they're telling me if I have a call with a client and I didn't understand him, how do you deal with that? Well, that's a problem, Sufia. It's a problem. If you can't understand, if there's communication issues, what you would ideally do is fix the communication issues, like learn that language a little better, or at least the way it's used in this particular role, use it, like fix it, and then it won't be an issue. Then they can, however much they probe you to try and, see if that's going to be an issue, they won't find anything because it won't actually be a problem. You know what I mean? That's what I'd recommend. I understand that may not be practical in all situations, but because I know so little of your situation, it's hard for me to suggest a very specific thing you should do that will help. You know what I mean? Just the basics of communication is asking people to repeat themselves, right? And then once they've possibly repeated themselves once, so that they've said their thing twice, you then repeat it back to them, what you understood, and ask them, is that accurate? So that if you didn't quite understand what they were saying, they then can correct you and say, no, I meant like this. And you say, okay, now I understand, right? So that can help with communication issues. You ask people to repeat maybe once, and then what you understood, you repeat that back to them to say, is that what you wanted, right? This is sort of like the basics of like communication with people, right? And that way you don't misunderstand them. That it gives you two opportunities to fix your understanding of them and have them restate what they mean so that it's clear. Okay, so I'm not sure if that applies in your situation, but that's kind of the basics of these things.